When you think of the Boston Celtics, only one player comes to mind: Jason Tatum. So when you think about a Celtic player getting a record-breaking contract, it must be him, right? Well, it's none other than Jaylen Brown, who recently became the highest-earning player in the NBA. Hello and welcome back to Just Watch. Today we will be talking about the fact that Jaylen Brown just signed an astounding $304 million contract for the Boston Celtics. I know you wouldn't care much about the deal. The main question that is on everyone's mind is whether he is really worth that price tag. Well, stick around till the end as we answer this question and more as we delve into the many intricacies surrounding his bumper new contract. Without further ado, let us begin. Ever since the news broke out about this biggest contract being signed in the NBA, the basketball community has been discussing the implications of the deal. But before we talk about whether he is or is not worthy of such a huge contract, let us understand the chain of events that led to him earning such a contract. Now, luck played a big role here. If you didn't know, Brown was the final player selected in the 2016 NBA draft to be offered a Supermax contract.
With the third pick in the 2016 NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Jaylen Brown.
Now, if you don't know this concept, basically after their rookie contracts expire, teams in the NBA can offer Supermax extensions to drafted players who match certain qualifications. It's basically a reward for them for their years of top-notch performance while playing with a rookie contract. Brown, as you all know, has been one of the best players for the Celtics in recent years, closely after their main star Tatum. When the world was looking at Tatum, Brown has been dropping consistent performances match in and match out, and it could be said that the Celtics would not be the force they have been in recent years if it wasn't for the heroics of Brown. Keeping this in mind, Brown and his agent wisely bargained with the Boston Celtics to get the maximum salary allowed by the Supermax rules. They knew due to the Supermax rules, they could attain a really huge offer on the table. And they probably had amazing negotiating skills, as previously, in most cases, the proportion of the wage cap that is allocated to a player's Supermax contract is between 30 and 35%. Brown managed to get 35% of the team's salary cap. I don't know about his worth, but credit to his management for securing such an amazing deal. Speaking of the deal, let me quickly go over the fine details surrounding it. Brown's salary will rise steadily over the course of this remarkable 5-year contract, reaching an amazing over $69 million in the final year. That is not all, as all of the money in the contract is fully guaranteed, making it absolutely risk-free for Brown to rely on it for his future financial security. It's a total win-win, honesty. I know top-notch players that would do anything to get a deal like that. Now let us answer what you all have been waiting for. The golden question. Is he worth that kind of money? Well, let us go through his successes. New contracts are given to players based on their recent performances. Well, if you followed the Celtics this past season, you would know that Brown had his finest season ever. He set career highs in scoring, an astounding 26.6 points per game, in rebounding, a decent 6.9 rebounds per game, and passing thanks to his amazing 3.5 assists per game. Trust me, he was all over the court, doing everything he could to help the Celtics win games. But that was just his statistics. Let us look at his accomplishments now. He earned his second All-Star nod because of his stellar play and leadership that helped the Celtics become the second seed, rarely missing out on topping the Eastern Conference. He was pretty decent too, and while you all were busy watching Tatum set a record with 55 points, he quietly dropped 35 points for Team LeBron. He also led the team in boards with 14, had 5 assists and 2 steals. Now that is one amazing performance. But the All-Star game was nothing compared to his other performances. Did you know that Brown was also named to the All-NBA second team for the 2022-23 season? Well, this goes on to show his track record as a durable athlete. Okay, so we have decided that he is pretty decent when it comes to playing and has that durability that ensures that he remains available throughout the season. You don't want injured players on max contracts because that is basically money being wasted. But besides that, he also has that clutch mentality that distinguishes him from the rest of the pack. It is that clutch mentality that separates great players from a pool of good players. You can be super talented, but if you don't have that clutch instinct, you can't be considered a legend. There is a reason he averages 5.3 threes per game in the postseason and makes 46.9% of them. That clutch mid-range jumper has really helped his team in dire situations. But besides scoring, he is also an elite defender, and we have a recent example to prove it. You Celtics fans must remember his tenacious defense against James Harden in the recent playoffs. It was instrumental to the Celtics' victories against the Sixers in the second round. Such a player that can both score and defend superbly are a rare find, and that is why the Celtics were so willing to splash that much cash on him. But still, $304 million, really? Are his contributions really that important? Well, history is against him. A lot of players who have signed such mega contracts have had trouble maintaining their top performance after signing supermax contracts. For example, John Wall's on-court performance was hindered by injuries when he signed a supermax contract. And that is not all, folks, as the financial load of these contracts has created roster management difficulties for several teams. Let me give you another example. Supermax contracts have been given to players like Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, but this has made it impossible for their teams to field competitive rosters as they could not afford other players. In the end, we would just say that Jaylen Brown might be worth a bumper contract worth around $250 million at max. Definitely not $300 million. And while it is true that the Celtics overpaid one of their main players, all will be worth it if they manage to win a championship in the next 2 or 3 years. And since they also have to give Tatum a supermax contract soon, they better win it. Or you can bet things will go sideways if they don't have the results to show for the money they are investing. Thanks for taking the time to watch our video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new video from us. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like and leave a comment. And if you have any suggestions or requests, let us know in the comments. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.